this next topic here, not high maintenance, I feel like we prioritize our outward image a lot nowadays. Whether it be in social media, you have to be like this, you have to be like that. I am of the belief that, presentation is important, but there's a degree of like, this is a bit too much, or this is a bit, what are you doing, like that feeling. But from what I've read, that Prophet Muhammad ﷺ is very humble in how he presents himself, in a sense of, he was not high in maintenance. Like, could you elaborate on that?
Yeah, absolutely. So Nabi Sallallahu, and this is the man, despite being the master of the worlds, and he is someone who is the closest to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala than anyone else. He would live a very simple life. Right? But that being said, he still loved beauty. Right? The Sahaba, when Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam told them about pride and arrogance, they asked that some of us have nice clothes and we like to wear them.
Right.
So he told them, Inna Allaha jamalun yuhibbul jamal. Allah is beautiful, He loves beauty. Right? And then in another hadith he said, Inna Allah yuhibbu an yura athara ni'matihi alayhi. Allah likes that He sees the ni'mats, the blessing that He has given you, the effects of those on you. Right? So there isn't anything wrong with maintaining a nice appearance. Right? It's about avoiding getting into extravagance and those things. But when it comes to Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he was someone who had expensive garments, but those were all that were gifted to him. Right? And he would wear those on special occasions. But generally, yes, his clothing would be very simple. His life was very simple. He was someone that did not let his status get to him. Right? And in his home, he is patching his own clothes. Right? He's fixing his own shoes when they break. And this is someone that if he makes one dua, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will turn the world upside down for him. But he is living as a normal human, to show people that this is what we should be at going through this world. Right? Our purpose here is of gaining something else. Right? With just whatever we need to get by. Yes, today, what we need to get by is very different. And when if there's a power outage, we start to have a heart attack of how am I going to charge my phone once it dies. Right? So but yeah, it's about being grounded, right? And not letting anything get to us that makes us think we are better than the next. Right? Or some reason we should look down on them, right? It's a conglomeration of all of the Muslims' qualities that created that personality that attracted everyone towards him, right? When there were people who were his biggest enemies, right? Where their life mission was to murder him. When they would come in his presence and just have exchange of a few sentences, and their hearts would completely melt and they would accept Islam on the point. Right? So this was the type of person that he was. It's on us to learn it. Right? Like I said, to implement anything in our life, we have to know what it is first. Without that, you can't do it. And it's something that as we look more and more into it, we will uncover even more. Right? There is so much that we don't even know that we don't know.
For sure.
Right? And it requires getting into it and unveiling all of that, inshallah.
I wanted to ask about, you said the Prophet Muhammad had expensive garments, right? But he was gifted that. Were there moments where he would wear them, but he would like present them in a humble way or anything of the sort? Because I feel like when we have something extravagant, we would wear it right away and we're like, look at me, I have this, I have that, I have this.
Yeah.
Whereas, from the stories I've read, like, he knows who he is, and just that's enough for everyone to know. Like, what would you say?
Yeah, so he would not wear those garments to try to display some status that he wants people to see him as, right? In fact, in many cases, he would wear a garment that someone gave, even if he didn't like it, but because he knew that person is going to be around and him seeing me wear it will make them happy. Right? So there were cases like that where he would just wear it for that reason. But even then, even when he would wear something expensive, right? Or if there was any case like that, his other qualities wouldn't change. For example, it was known for him, he would always walk with his head down, with his shoulders lowered. right? He wasn't someone who would walk with pride and his head high and everything. So no matter what he is wearing or what he is doing, the humility that he was, that was still a part of him. And no matter what is happening, that would still show in there all the time.
MashaAllah, definitely. I think we can all learn from that, especially with people nowadays just like holding their head high and thinking they're everything, but they're not everything.
Yeah, and where you have someone who was everything,
I
didn't think he is everything, right? That's a big lesson for us.
Yeah, definitely. Especially when you have that moment of shine, and then we can get our pride in the way. Yeah.